Hello. All I can say about this is, oh, fuck this. This record already fucking bums me out. It was such a fucking hassle. Everything about it was a fucking hassle. Jesus. Alright, I'm already pretty drunk. I started drinking a drink officially called the Red Ant, but we changed it to the Angelino, and then Angela thought that was dumb, so she wanted to change it to the White Angela. Because when Angela drinks a lot, she gets super pink, but then if she drinks too much, she turns a deathly shade of white. And the Red Ant has absinthe, mezcal, rye, bitters, and a cherry in it. So this song is called High. I wrote it while I was on tour, on the one tour that former Ghost did in Europe, in the back of the van. I think it's the only song that I ever wrote while I was on tour. I can't write anything on tour. All I do is read and sleep. A lot of it has to do with my super good friend and ornithologist and superb bird photographer Alicia Smith. I worked on it a lot. Fuck, I am real drunk, sorry. I worked on it a lot when I lived in the Durham, North Carolina over one summer. I think there's like 7 or 8 versions of this song. Because I didn't have anything else to do, because there's nothing else to do there. At one point, I remember putting some microphones into my dryer and then playing some of the vocoder parts at the other end of the hallway outside of a speaker, and then they were picked up by the microphones in the dryer. I don't know if that made it onto the version that's on the record, but it's on one of the 7 or 8 different versions. This Ferdinand refers to Ferdinand the Bull. I did an interview regarding this song at a bar called the Whiskey in Durham, which the last time I was there, which was in 2018. It was still there. Jeff, the best bartender in the entire world, was there. We talked a little bit. But I talked to someone about it, and they said, these lyrics are bonkers. How did you write them? And I didn't have a good answer. But I was flattered that the journalist thought the lyrics were bonkers. I suppose any song that mentions a hippopotamus is bonkers. This little guitar part, John Congleton, who mixed this record, I said, is that boring? He said, no, you've never done anything like that in a song. It's cool. Which was nice and encouraging to hear. This is the first record of ours that he mixed. One time a kid asked me, hey, why did your record suddenly start sounding so good? John is the answer. The choir sound is samples. I'm sure you knew that. A lot of moronic journalists, music journalists, have said that this was shoegaze song, but it's inspired by Kashmir music. Kashmir music. Not by shoegaze at all. It's about my brother, Joseph, whose nickname is Quico. Actually, this title has a whole lot to do with my brother. Also, he got me into the Erasure song Always, which we covered after this record came out and is also featured in the video game Robot Unicorn? That might be the wrong name. Destroy Robot Unicorn? Super Robot Unicorn? His son used to play that game a whole lot, and I'm very close to his son. But so my brother got me into the Erasure song Always. And he was going through a real tough time when we were working on this. So I would drive around the weird grody back roads of North Carolina, listening to the song Always a whole lot, and hoping my brother was doing okay. Oh, and his thigh is featured on the cover of the record with the tattoo, with a real tattoo on it that says "Shoo Shoo Always." He has a ton of tattoos, but I feel greatly honored that he chose to tattoo his leg with this record title. I started getting way more into synths on this record. I just kind of used the Korg microsynth mostly before, and like some Yamaha ones, but I got some decent string synths. The ARP Omni and the Elka Rhapsody, they're featured on this. We tried to play this live a couple of times, but it never really worked out that well. Oh, that's John Dietrich from Deerhoof playing this wild guitar solo, which I'll shut up and you can listen to. Also from Deerhoof, Greg Saunier worked a lot on this record. This was the first record that he produced that he did not mix. And he said that he was greatly relieved to be able to produce and not mix, because then he could just really think about the structure and not be so focused about the technical issues. Banana balls. I remember having a hard time with doing the vocals on this. And also working on this record was obviously Angela, and then Zach Pennington and Sam Mickens. And Sam Mickens complained about the vocal melody on this song because they liked the music, but they said he thought that the vocal melody didn't really hold up. And I said, okay, I'm all for you writing something better. I just want it to be good. And then he just sort of stared at me and went, oh, I guess it's okay. Speaking of Zach Pennington, he wrote most of the music for this one. I think he used, I don't know if the track's on it. I think he used Ableton or something like that. And I can't remember. Oh, that little drum fill is me playing bongos with timbale drumsticks. I can't remember if we used the sounds from his computer or if we replaced them. But that duck, yeah, no, we did, because that duck sound is not something I would have had. There was, it's Sam and I played like a kind of octave split guitar part for that. Oh, and speaking of those two guys, the song is a kind of like a coda to the song Clown Town from Fabulous Muscles. Sam and I lived together in a house called Clown Town, and Zach did not live there, but he lived nearby and kind of orbited. Maybe he did live there at some point. Everyone seemed to have lived there, and kind of orbited all of the sort of freak show that place was for 18 months or however long it existed. So it's kind of like talking about the stupidity of now and then and forever and never. And here's a list of everyone there. Here it comes. The list. Live, it was hard to remember. Derek Bischoff, now a very successful composer. Scott Goodwin works at Maleko Synths. Carolee McElroy, you know who that is. Mike Adrius is the Perfume Genius guy. Oh, that synth sound is from the Corrigar 3. I think there's real castanets in this. There they go! Castanetos. I bought those in a hotel in Spain. I think all those synths are like fake, like soft synths of the Optigan, which was a synth that used to use these sort of flimsy rubber discs. It's not a real Optigan.
But I think they're fake Optigan synths.
Okay, I'm gonna go drink some more.
You have tried
guess who it fucking is? In her drunk commentary debut.
No, it's not.
Oh, that's true.
One time I came in really drunk while you were doing this. And I think I talked about it.
As you are now.
I kind of remember writing this song. Every year or so I have this idea about a different type of album I want to make. And it ranges from like dance music to techno to pop album to like a weird folk album. And I think I had the idea that I was gonna write songs for an entire album, and I made this one. And then Jamie said he wanted it as a shoo song.
Because it's a great song.
So
A wonderful song. One of my favorite Shoo songs ever.
I gave up my dreams of ever having a solo album.
I'm totally glad that Shoo is responsible for crushing your dreams.
I could have been a
You
big
motherfucking little match girl.
Jamie was on tour, and then I think I sent this and like other songs to him, and he told me that this song made him cry.
I'm not alone.
I kind of don't remember much of the song.
I would love to say you're not alone.
Oh, is that memorable?
No, it's just been a long time.
Unmemorable?
That didn't come out right. It's just been a long time. It's been
Nobody remembers this song.
That's untrue.
I remember making a music video for this. It's I think it was. Is it the first Shoo video? No.
It's the first one Amir did.
I think it's the first one I was in.
Yeah, and Amir, how do you say his last name?
Shokri.
Yeah, okay, you and me, buddy.
Sushi cream.
Yeah.
But no, Amir's awesome. He made this one. This is the first one he did, and then he made a number of others, including
Stupid in the Dark, and all the ones from Forget.
Really? All of them?
Nope. He edited them.
Yeah, he edited Wondering, and he also did the one where we're in the theater and I have a twin, where I have a double. And I'm like laughing at myself.
Don't crab at me for forgetting shit.
I don't remember anything. Jamie just told me I don't remember the names of anyone that I have sex with. I remember half.
Clovis. Crabulence.
This song is so
Cthulhu. Oh, I love abortion. Now more than ever. I wish that I had... If you had a superpower, wouldn't abortion be your fucking superpower? So, just for the sake of propriety, I will not say who it is, but there was a young woman who was a Shoo friend, and we were talking a lot at this time, and she explained to me that she had to have an abortion. And a lot of the lyrics from this song were things that she had said when she was discussing the time in which she had to have the abortion. She said that she referred to her aborted baby as little Jizzo, which was, I think, one of the greatest art gestures in the history of art. She mailed me a pocket knife that she had, which I have had in my dresser since 2012. I will probably stay there until I die.
Your baby.
What?
Did you use it to abort your baby?
If I ever have a baby, considering I've had a vasectomy, I will use it to both. I will stab myself to death, and I will stab the baby to death with it.
I told my mom that I was never gonna have a baby, but for some reason I became pregnant. That in order to justify and balance out the world of my having a baby, I was gonna have to become an abortion doctor and perform abortions around the world for 3 years so that I can justify my one having a baby. She didn't like that.
See, isn't Angela like the fucking coolest person you ever met? The vocals for this, I did even more drunk than I am now in the shower that was adjacent to the recording room that I had in Durhole.
Didn't we make stickers out of this? We made stickers.
Yeah, I Love Abortion. There's a fantastic band from China, Hedgehog. I'm sorry, I'm so drunk. We went on tour with them, but the guitar player put the I Love Abortion sticker on his guitar. So Sam Mickens wrote, Angela has mixed feelings about Sam, like everyone else on Earth. Why wouldn't you? So when I brought this song for Congleton to mix, I was on extraordinarily horrifyingly bad terms with Sam. Even though this is a great song, I think Sam, whatever, he's a mixed person. Who knows? I hope he's doing well. This is a beautiful song. He did a good job on it. But I brought in a version where I pitch shifted it down half a step, and then I pitch shifted it down 2 steps, basically because I was upset at how Sam had treated me, and I wanted to basically just piss on his song by making it sound weirder than he would expect. And Congleton looked at me and he said, when it's pitch shifted down, you sound like you're...
Is that just shifted back up?
Huh?
So you shifted it back up?
We just left it as it was.
Oh.
I mean, it's a good song, and despite the fact that, you know, I'm petty and I keep a grudge and shitheads across the world have fucked me in the ass because they're low rent.
Jesus.
Yeah!
Ow.
Dig it! Actually, this fucking record was the beginning of 9 years of people who I thought were friends and good musicians fucking ass raping me with the roots of a tangerine tree. I talked to my therapist about this a lot.
I hope she told you to let it go.
Basically, what she said was, I don't have a problem with admitting I'm wrong at all. It's one of the only things that I do well. Fuck you. And she said, I just went case by case with each person who had fucked me over for the last 8 years. All musicians. Musicians are the worst. Oh, Ollie, never date a musician.
Yeah, I second that.
Yeah, Mamma Mia. Me too. And she said, well, on a case-by-case basis, I think each person sucks.
I have problems with therapists making judgments about it because it's always one-sided. They only hear one side of the story.
I love therapists who make one-sided judgments. Every therapist who tells me
You're right.
I am right is my favorite therapist I ever had. Oh, this is another song that Sam wrote.
Was it Sam or was it Zach?
Sam wrote this. Zach wrote one song. It's a cool song. Anyway, this is also another good song.
I remember, I think we were doing vocals for these, and at some point, we're all in this like house and going into the bathroom where we had the vocal recording set up, and everybody got fucking wasted.
Oh, that was for a single. That was for a single when we did a Deerhoof song, and you did the dialogue from an Elvis song.
And I remember one of my friends came over.
Oh yeah, Zach was so drunk, he went into like the attic, and he opened this sealed box that had my mother's wedding dress on it, and he pulled out like two switchblades, and he cut open the top of the box, and he put on the wedding dress, and he tried to propose to this friend of Angela's, and she looked at him and she said, "I like your dress." And he said, "Would you marry me?" And she said, "Can I borrow your clothes?" And he said, "No way. I'm greedy about clothes."
Devin Hoff.
Who did a European tour for this record, had his girlfriend play on the tour and lied to me and said that she could play keyboard, but she couldn't play, and she wanted to do this song. Thank God she didn't. What a fucking nightmare. To play with a half-ass and a liar. Ugh.
Oh,
Anyway,
God.
so back to this. So
Oh, forgot we're actually talking about this. This is a good song.
it is a good song. Okay, so Sam is a fucking train wreck, but he writes some good songs. This is a good song.
Wait, what makes him a train wreck and not you?
I never denied I'm a train wreck.
I'm just saying.
Me saying someone else is a train wreck,
It's a compliment.
Mamma mia. To the
Jamie's
moon, to the moon, to the moon, Angela. Oh, okay. Oh, speaking of, during the one tour that Sam and Zach and I did, which was a total fucking nightmare. Because they played like shit. Fuck you guys.
Oh, God.
And because they were also super fucking, they fucking excluded me from every conversation they had. And as a fucking high school, junior high, elementary school nerd, I was like, oh, the cool kids don't like me. Fuck you guys.
Jamie's literally making a fist right now.
Yeah.
He's like, his fists are clenched really
I think I
tight.
could probably beat Zach up, but I don't think I could beat Sam up. Anyway, so I wanted, in my mind, I kept calling Sam Zam, and in my mind I kept calling Zach Sack. And I brought it up one time, and Sam looked at me, also with a clenched fist, and said, "Don't call me Zam." Anyway, so we were on a fucking horrendous tour. Probably one of my 3 top 10 worst tours, although there's 10. And they had not heard this mix of Gulmuddin, which is actually about something way more important than my own insecurity. And I played them the mix, which they had not heard that. And they just looked at me with completely blank faces on their
fucking faces.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna move on to something else.
No. So this is a song about the motherfucking United States military murdering teenage boys in Iraq. If you're in the military, I thoroughly encourage you, instead of murdering teenage boys in Iraq, murder yourself. The world will be way better if you are dead than if someone who is just basically trying to do nothing is dead. Anyway, go ahead, Angela. Yeah, transition to that.
Well,
Yeah, fuck the military all over the world.
fuck everyone apparently.
This song was done. Well, don't fuck Nintendo, because this song was done on. What's the Nintendo cartridge? The DS10?
The Korg?
The Korg. DS20.
Born to Suffer came from when we were both in Kenya. So I was working in an orphanage for children with HIV and AIDS in a suburb outside of Nairobi. And then Jamie came to visit, and then we were going around, going on safaris and stuff. At the same time, there was this big there were the elections, and then the elections everyone thought was rigged, and there was this tribal warfare that broke out while we were out there.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, so like people were killing people from other tribes. And I remember being in this van and driving around and just seeing people running around outside with machetes and like tire fires going. Anyways, so we went to some town in Kenya, and then on the wall, there was just graffiti that just said "Born to Suffer." So that's where the title came from. And we also really saw cool animals.
Let's focus on Born to Suffer. Oh, I guess animals are born to suffer.
Unless you're aborted.
Considering how fucking horrendous humans are to animals.
Man, being eaten by an animal would be a really good way to die.
That fall apart. That's Greg. What's that?
I said being eaten by an animal might be a good way to die.
Alfred Hitchcock wanted to be eaten by wolves.
How did he die?
Probably from eating too much pate.
Gross.
Oh, Zach slash Zach. He wrote some of the lyrics to this song, but then I found out later that he cribbed them from a song from his other band, Parenthetical Girls. It's true.
This is a good song. Good job.
Well, I'm not alone. Zach and
Good
Sam.
job, Zach and Sam.
And Greg.
And Greg.
Yeah,
They're all
they were
really
kinda-
great musicians.
Greg is great. Actually, those two motherfuckers, aside from being kind of shitty dudes, they're actually pretty good musicians.
Good to know that Jamie doesn't hold a grudge.
Oh, I thoroughly hold a fucking grudge.
I actually don't. I was just thinking throughout this that I know
I
that
will.
there's
Hold on one
people
second. This witch idea?
Sam.
She did have an ear for theatrics. Everyone kind of like are like witches back now. Like not like
Are they back for
real
the third
legit
time?
witches, but like this weird new wave like hat wearing. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, this is a song about. I read a book about
Factory girls in China.
Angela's correct.
I read it too. It's a good book.
I mean, as far as good books go. This is the first. Okay, so this is, as I noted at the beginning of the song, this is the first record that Congleton mixed for Shushu, and this is the first song that we mixed in that session. And during that session, at his former studio Elmwood in Dallas, which still exists. I was kind of walking around. I had never had someone else mix a record in a studio that wasn't in my house, quote unquote studio. And he said, "Hey man, are you nervous?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Don't worry, you're done." And he did a beautiful job. And I think this was the beginning of, I mean, if you look at Shushu Records before this time, and now, he had owned the studio at the time. I can't remember this dude's name, but he had mixed some really super famous Cat Power record, and they had this EMT reverb plate, like an analog one. It's really like, it's as big as a car at the studio, and he put it on the vocals, and I thought, oh, those vocals sound like for real vocals. And then it was the beginning of me understanding that physical equipment is 1,000 times more interesting than computer equipment. That's a melodica from Don Diaz that I still have. I stole from him. Chess Smith played all these percussion parts.
Oh, I love Chess.
He's maybe the best musician I've ever met. oh shit, here's a ton of shit talking to come on this record.
No, don't.
Not about Carla. So initially, Zach had sung these lyrics, and I was on tour with Sam and Zach on one of the top 10 shittiest Shushu tours of all time. And I was like, oh fuck, there is no fucking way it's gonna work out with these guys. They're good musicians, we just didn't get along. And I remember being in the back of this shit minivan that we had rented, and I called Carla. What's up, brah? So, it is not working out with these motherfuckers. I need you to replace these vocals, because we're gonna need to sing this song live, and I cannot sing the vocals of someone who I've recently fired, so you gotta do it. Oh, yeah, I totally understand that intent.
Oh, now I think about it, I totally remember the original version with the other vocal.
Greg Saunier preferred Zach's version. He was mad at me that I replaced them. But I think Carla did
it. It was good. It sounded different. But
I think Carla did a superlative job.
Well, Carla has an incredible voice.
So we flew her out. She lived in LA at the time, where she still lives. We flew her to North Carolina. And I tried to say, when we were done, she sang them in our hallway, and I tried to sing along with her, but she is 20 times the singer that I am, and I got embarrassed, and I had to stop. And she looked at me getting embarrassed, and she kind of gave me a nod like, don't worry about it, little guy. You could do it yourself when I'm not here. I understand. I'm a motherfucker. And you know what? She's totally right. So I tried to buy her some booze, and she said, oh, I don't drink anymore. So I bought her some ice cream.
Pew, 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 pew.
Oh, speaking of shitheads.
Oh, God.
So Devin Hoff played the bass line for this. If you ever need a bass player and a hypocrite, all right, despite my misgivings, that is Zach, sounding beautiful. Carla and Zach, it's a good combo. I hope Devin gets a job in a meatpacking plant. Anyway, so Zach wrote the lyrics to this song. Angela's pounding her hand on my desk. Zach wrote the lyrics to the song, which I think are quite good. As I have said, I think both Zach and Zam are kind of dicks, but they're good musicians, and these lyrics are a testament to that.
This song also composed largely on
the Nintendo DS10. This last song, I don't really even want to fucking talk about. It makes me so bummed out.
Here, I'll talk about it.
This is maybe one of the... I will say, Sam did this... The only thing I will say is Sam did the strings for this, and he did a wonderful job. I'm going to take off my headphones and go drink. This song, along with its corollary, Black Keyboard, makes me want to kill myself. Good luck, Angela. I'm going to go.
So there's a reason why I don't ever read the bios of musicians of music I like. I don't watch films about music. I don't read about musicians. I just want to listen to the music and just like it. Because I just feel like sometimes hearing too much about people ruins stuff. Because everyone's kind of like not that great. I don't have anything else to talk about. I have to say, the time that we recorded, wrote, recorded, and made this entire album was a pretty difficult time in our life. I think both Jamie and my life. And there was a lot going on and a lot of uncertainties, and we didn't like the people were around, and for a large part, there were some good people, obviously. like where we lived or what we were doing and not sure where we're gonna go. For a long time, Jamie, I think maybe, was it around this time or maybe a little bit after this, that Jamie kept talking about like quitting music and becoming a mortician because she just like couldn't deal with not so much like music itself, but with the people involved in music and the business of music and all that stuff. And then he even went to like orientation for mortician school, mortician classes, because she was really just gonna quit doing music and become a mortician. I'm pretty glad that he didn't. He kind of stopped talking about that now. I think he's refocused on doing stuff, but I don't know, man. Is this a terrible idea to keep doing drone commentary on this? I feel like it's like watching a terrible, horrible, unedited biopic about a musician and then realizing that the music you kind of liked is really tainted by abortions. Okay. Stop talking now too.